basically how a profile can look like. Okay, we just make a simulation with the name of the motorbikers, MotoGP bikers, just to have things like this. And once the member is registered, it's even about those kind of interest. And the interest can be done for, let's say, something that it's related to the work, even if what is about the, let's say, the free time stuff. And also, in order to break the ice, because this sharing interest is something that can be related to be member inside the community, we can add this ice breaking question. Like the first time that you get in this social network, I can set up a way to, let's say, to introduce by the others to present, like in the way that when you enter in a private Facebook group, the introduction, but this is a function that do it automatically. Just showing you here how to making a post on those. And what is going on here? And receiving the notification. Here it's for example the members. I can have like the members directory as I said here, and moving over I can see the in this way there are the interests that are implicated before, and I can see what is up for what. Those kind of interest can be can be managed in different way, if it's like a free time or just let's say interest. And when I'm going to publish a topic on even on the wall, I can set up, if it's like for people who have already an interest or even for everyone, and I can set up the who is up to who is going to upload this topic or what, like in the way that you have, for example, in WordPress, that you can nominate a contributor, an author, and so on, to give different ways to contribute. And of course, those are the topics that I mentioned before, that can be something that can be contributors, follower, and so on. Yeah, and when a topic is made, this can be implicated. Sorry if it takes long for this, but it was something that just existing, and I just extrapolate the screenshot for those and so on. Even for the notification can be set up, and about the messaging platform, it's something similar to what we have, but the idea is to have it something dedicated to the app. Like I'm going to open an app inside my my mobile, as I showed before, and in the same way that we had the wall, I can have it on my mobile at the same time, dedicated to this. We want to add also function for engagement, like they are the recognition and the badges. Maybe you know the employee engagement stuff, how they are working, and this in order to make the active inside this app, inside this thing more engaged, we were thinking about those badges that can be used even, for example, because maybe some co-working spaces, they giving like some referral program instead of the member on the month and so on. This is basically a system that was thinking about how to make this kind of badges. The badges is something that you can even be shown on the profile itself, and can be implemented according, by the way. But this is just an idea, and I say it's under development on those, just to showing you that the badge can be shown. And yes, this is basically the idea how is it now, and what I could get from you, it's something that, okay, maybe nice, but does not need to cost too much and must to do everything. So sorry for the barely introduction on this, but I was wondering that you have even take a look before, and yeah, this is basically the point where I am now, and even if the time is running away now, it's up to us up to you if you want to give me feedback about and so on.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
What is the main difference between this and the Facebook group?
Well, this is basically based on a private Facebook group, and to integrate inside this app, not just the functionality of one Facebook group, all the things that can be done inside a co-working. Like we're thinking to adding, for example, a booking system inside this page, like that, where I can book the room, where I can see even when my membership expires and so on, like for the user to have something dedicated to the co-working. With one app I can do everything on those.
It's a new app that the user will have to download, or it's a web app?
It's an app that they should have to download inside the device, the mobile, on those. But the idea in a tomorrow is to make like the only app for communicate inside the co-working itself. What is like the stationary management and so on, it's still something that would like to working on this, even for let's say the door lockers and so on. But the process, what would like to make, it's something that something related to the co-working with let's say highlighting the community part. Then the idea is to make one for everything, but still the process, I understand that is long, and I just want to, let's say, make a temperature check with you about this. Frozen.
No, needed time for study. No, it's not easy.
What's the
I've
idea?
been beta tester, so.
So it's
don't-
basically it's a private group, but at the same time you can have more, because in Facebook it's just like you can post something and that's it. But here it can include like many more.
Yeah, the idea is to have a framework that's starting with let's say a private social network with addition of all the things that are useful inside the co-working environment.
And if someone is leaving the co-working?
Well, this group, this facility management, it's also something that I can me as a manager decide who is in and who is out. I can delete the members at any time. But okay, it's just the concept, and also all the things are about like the membership and expiration and so on. It's something that I would like to continue if it's something that in the market is needed. And apparently the idea to have all in one app, it matters. But for what Matthias said before, it's up to every co-working, because it's unique to understand if it's one and only, or I would like to prefer to have everything developed by myself, because it's more for me.
Maybe it will be better if it will be like people will log in with Facebook and it will take all their data from Facebook instead of just adding the data.
Okay, good point. Thank you. Something more?
What's the idea to rent this program monthly or?
Well, the idea is to paying a monthly fee based basically how the other co-working software that we're showing, like CUBB or Hive or so on, to pay let's say a fee for the number of members that it is. But I don't want to tell you the price now, because even if consider that $5 per month per member, it's considerable high price for something that doing the co-working management. It's something that still I would like to reinvestigate. But the idea is to pay an amount according to the number of members that I manage.
Mm-hmm.
With integration and so on, like other software are working to selling the add-on as a specific price. But the price policy, it's something that I understand, and this is something that I bring home from this conference, that I need to reconsider on this.
Are there specific types of co-working spaces that you're targeting?
Well, let's say that the idea is to have like the small and medium co-working spaces. This where like these community issues is something that somehow matters. The one that are mostly made by freelancer and so on, and not like the bigger one. Because the idea is to help who stays in community management to have an aid for manage the community itself, and not and in order to semi automatize the process of engagement that we made, where of course the hire other people, it's for doing this, it's kind of problematic, and yeah, it's can be yes.
Like integrating Facebook informations, because I'm interested as well in all the professional informations
Mhm.
about the other guys. I would like to have a LinkedIn.
Handle.
Yeah, like that you get all the data from LinkedIn.
To scrape the data from LinkedIn profile inside. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any use for the software, but if I imagine that I will maybe have in the future, in several years, like 16 small spaces, and it is about like to get the people connected. The people want to know like who's working for what and which skills they have, and that's the most important thing. And
Great.
over that comes a private interest, because we meet each other.
Okay. Good point. Thank you. Matthias, want to add something?
So I think you need to be careful that you don't just replace Facebook or
No, no.
Slack, but that you figure out like what is the specific additional value that you can add. Because if it's just replacing, then it's really difficult to convince people, especially if there's a cost attached to it. When there's a free alternative, even if it's better than the free alternative, it needs to be much better. So I would focus on something that is not just a replacement, but it's something like a unique value that you can provide. And I don't know at this point what it is, but this is what will kind of help you to convince spaces to use it if it's really unique to them. The other thing, I don't know if the small spaces are a better choice or the large spaces, because in small spaces everyone knows each other anyways. Right? If you have a small group of people, it's very easy to know everyone. But I have met the head of member growth analytics for Factory, which is a kind of co-working space / entrepreneur club, and they claim they have 10,000 members. And if you have 10,000 members, then of course you don't know everyone. It's super difficult to know who is around. And not every space is as big, but I think in larger spaces this is a much bigger problem than in smaller spaces.
Mhm.
And maybe I have some idea, because if you find out a kind of a matching or whatever, because of all the data that the software finds out who you need to meet in the future, even you don't know that you want to talk with this guy. And there's a gamification thing, like meet this guy and cheer up, and then you can collect points inside the community. Whatever will help the co-working space, that there is a growth and come together into with the community, will
Mhm.
help.
Okay, thank you for your feedback. Let me pointing out that these, let's say, matching according to the interest or even to the personality and so on, like to put it in this way. I already tried to make something, but like especially for what I could experience in this market is not considered a need, but maybe I address to the wrong market itself. Like even in the bigger co-working, it's not something that really matters. This let's say engagement according to what you who you need, what you need, when you need. Okay.
I don't have a clue, but you can think about this.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah.
Thank you.
I think that you talked about that the community, making the community like do stuff together and talk to each other. You said that it's a problem in your space. So for me, I mean, if you don't answer, you don't have to. But for me, it's very interesting to know if you now see this tool, would you use it? Would you pay for it? This kind of tool.
I don't know. I have to understand better everything, but I would need something helping me, because I have a lot of several points, a lot of legal co-working all over Italy.
Yeah.
Not yet, but we are increasing that number, and for me it would be very useful to have something where everyone in Italy that is a part of this co-working or project could speak to another and also find someone that they maybe need. But I don't know. I'm also not so technical. I have people that think about that for me.
Yeah. The thing is, do you think that it will help them connect this kind of thing if they will?
I think we need something very, very easy to use and very quickly to use to connect people and to understand where are people and what they're doing.
For example, some of my co-workers are not using Facebook as well. They're a little bit older, and they don't like to download any new app. They don't want. So inside the app there must be something special that I gotta benefit when I'm taking part, like an icebreaker or something. And here comes maybe sponsorship or partnership. Can have a rule like that you can get discounts for some products, free entrance or whatever it is. And yeah, you provide some coupon codes inside the app.
Okay.
And as well with the coupon codes, there is like a special deal when, for example, you have a code for, it's a dumb idea, but maybe for a restaurant or a tourist attraction here in Bansko, and then you, when 10 people decide to meet up at Tuesday 6 o'clock to go there, then the discount will be even larger. So this will rise, that the community tries to get people on the event to save up some money as well, and so the people get connected more easily.
Thank you for your insight. I'm sorry, just for the program, are we running out of time now?
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. I mean, of course, I don't want to break it short if there's any other really great insights, but
No, just I mean, even for the program, because I need to leave quite.
Yeah, so then let's wrap it up. I don't know if there's anything else that we need to share with Mauro or that Mauro has for us.
Yes. Last question. Shona, did you check the size of your market?
Yes. Basically, okay, I cannot say that I am that I am totally right on this, but like the small and medium spaces is like something is a market referral is above more than 70% according to the research that they are done, and in the world there are 19,000 co-working spaces this year. So yeah, let's say that we are talking let's say above 10,000 10,000 possible users for.
Okay, thank you. That's it. I will not ask him.
So thank you. So then
Thank you for
we'll
everything.
So let's gather up all our belongings. We'll take a